Hello everybody, Epic Mewtwo here. Whew, there is a lot that we have to go over in this video, as you can see by the many tabs I have open in the top here. It is another late night. I should actually be sleeping right now, but I just finally finished dumping all of the new assets for Super 13 and also got home late in the first place. So here we are. I also wanted to make sure I actually made a news video on everything, kind of doing another news roundup, because I know this week and last week videos have been slacking, but next week and into the rest of this week we should be all good on that front, because I think I've gotten everything figured out that's been kind of getting in my way. So we're good to go now. But let's talk about Super 13. So, is it not actually oh, I just opened this by accident. Whoops. I was going to start the video here, but I guess not. Anyway, though, Super 13 and a bunch of other units have been added to the game. A little timeline of events. We did have them announced last night on Twitter, the new Trunks and then the new Super 13, as well as their Super Attack Switch. That is very loud in my ears, but you can't hear it. And then you can see another tweet about it, which real quick I want to talk about that first, and then we'll go into the actual details of the units and some other logistics about them. So this is what the edit was, and this is a very interesting edit. I'm glad that they tweeted it out, because it kind of shows that they're paying more attention to, you know, like sharing more information, basically. Super 13's essay was originally a, we'll just look at it here, was originally a key-based super, but then they changed it to a physical super, which is quite interesting. Always good to, you know, obviously make it more accurate to what the actual super attack is. And also Dokkan super attack's already kind of weird with that sort of thing anyway, considering, you know, you have like key blasts in the midst of punches and kicks. You know, like Fizz Coolers is technically a physical super, but, you know, the part that you remember that's iconic is the key blast. I don't know, it's a little bit weird. But either way, though, good attention to, you know, them showing the information that they're updating. Anyway, so with that, though, we did have the new events announced. The Super 13. Is he Fusion 13 or Super 13? I feel like I've heard him called Super 13 in the past. I don't know. I assume it is, because there's the Super logo right there, but I don't know. Also, this Goku will come into play a little bit later in terms of speculation, but I'll talk about that at the end of the video, as well as this Vegeta, unless this is an already existing Vegeta, or it's the new one, but I think it is already the old one that I'm thinking of. But anyway, and then of course the event. So let's get into the new stuff. So we did have the Baba Shop 13 is going to be getting an awakening, which is pretty cool. Always good when those units do get an awakening. As well, these guys are going to be getting their own free-to-play card from the 13 story event, so that will be pretty cool. Really awesome that they get their own card as well, not just 13. It's kind of interesting that they're not like a they're not the secondary banner card, because, you know, these days, like, whenever we get a new Dokkan Fest, we always get a new unfeatured unit. Kind of weird that they chose to not make it these guys. Obviously, we know now that it is the Trunks from the movie, which is a good choice. I definitely think that he is a unit that is worthy of a card, but it's just kind of weird that they wouldn't make it the boys, you know, for 13. I don't know, a little bit weird. Not complaining, though, by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, and by the way, DBZ Space has this now, where you can have it, you know, be the regular unit, and then you can transform it, because before it didn't allow you to do that with how the website was set up. So that's cool. Shout out to the boy Renzi for that one. Anyway, though, you are going to hear me struggling a little bit. I don't know what happened. All day, my voice was fine. And then as soon as I, you know, started talking when I got home, I was like, ugh. Anyway, though. So we do have translations for these guys. We are going to try and go through it a little bit quicker, just because I'm trying to hurry, bro. All right. So Super 13, brand new one. Leader skill. target Goku category or Android category. Ki +3, HP 130, attack and defense 170. Target Goku is a new category that we will go over in a minute. But to kind of give you the gist, it's just enemies that have targeted Goku, essentially. Super attack, Deadly Crash, causes immense damage and greatly lowers... Wait, what? Greatly... Oh, I thought this said greatly raises lowers. Well, I'm tripping, bro. Greatly lowers defense with a medium chance of stun. Okay. I'll take this opportunity. So, here's the thing, too. By the way, quick side note. With, monetization and family friendliness and everything in this, I guess to comply with COPPA, I can say, I'll take this opportunity to kill you as well, is the quote of the character. Sure, I guess we can say it now. Passive, attack and defense +130, androids category, allies ki +2, and attack and defense +30%. That is actually really cool, besides his own attack and defense +130. Interesting. Attacks will always connect. Transform when conditions are met. Wait, so is Tapion's event now no? With this suit, with this 13? Interesting. Transformation conditions activate starting from the 5th turn if there are 2 or more android category allies. I'm going to assume that this doesn't include the 14 and 15 unit as 2, right? I assume that they have to be 2 different, actual units. Links are Red Ribbon Army, Android Assault, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. Categories are Target Goku, Movie Bosses, Artificial Life Forms, and Transformation Boost. Super Attack, SS Deadly Bomber, causes immense damage and massively lowers defense with a medium chance of stun. Quote, cool! Passive, Ki +3, attack and defense +130. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So it changes to attack and defense +13%. And for each target Goku category ally, always connect and disable... Wait. Oh, so the attack and defense +13% is for the target Goku category allies. I see. Attack and defense, or attacks will always connect and disables enemy guard. Form a critical hit if there's an enemy whose name contains Goku, excluding Youth Ginyu Jr. Dang, that's OP, because most of the game is Goku, obviously. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about it changing from a Android category support to a Goku category kind of support. I mean, I guess that oh no, well that's not even actually, hold on, that's not a support for them. That gives him 13 more attack and defense for each one. So that is quick math, 60 6 times 3 is 18, so then that would be 78. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well that makes it a little bit better. I thought he changed what category he supported, but that makes more sense. Although that does kind of stink that he kind of loses the support. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Turles, but obviously I don't think 13 is going to be, not really what you want when he transforms, even though Turles is good when he transforms, but you get the point. I will say, you're like, oh, well, okay, then I just won't, I won't run as many androids, or no, I'll run as many androids as possible, right? So then I can get all the support. And then it's like, well, the androids will make them transform and get rid of the support. I don't know. A little bit odd, but that's okay. So, Trunks, Grand Sword Technique Leader Skill, Fizz Type Attack, plus 33% for each Kyushu obtained. Okay, so he's a nuker. Interesting. Super Attack, Flash Blade, massively raised attack for 1 turn and cause supreme damage while sacrificing 5% HP. Quote, I'm Trunks from 20 years in the future. Nice. Passive attack and defense plus 100%. Additional attack plus 100%. Blood defense minus 50% when performing a super attack. Critical hit chance plus 7 for every attack received. Interesting. Max of 35. I like that. Very unique. Link's royal lineage, Saiyan warrior race, Saiyan judgment, Saiyan lineage, cold judgment, messenger from the future, prepared for battle, and fierce battle. Categories are hybrid Saiyans, time travelers. Vegeta's family, master and student bond. That's interesting that you got that. Movie heroes and future saga. I guess that makes sense because obviously he is Gohan's student, right? Because he's from the future. All right, so we have the 13 Awakening, Cruel Android. Oh, that's interesting. Fizz-type enemies, minus 40 attack, super attack, SS Deadly Bomber, raises attack and defense and cause supreme damage. Quote, this has enough power to blow away half this planet. Let's see, passive interlock data, reduce the damage received by 40% when key is 8 or more. Attack and defense plus 130 if there is an enemy whose name contains Goku, excluding those, or Vegeta, excluding Kid Jr., or Trunks Teen. Attack and defense plus 70% if 14 and 15 are attacking on the same turn. I assume that is the free-to-play one. Interesting. Lings, Rebra and RB, Android Assault, Tough as Nails, BBB, Fear and Faith, Nightmare, Shattering Limit. Categories are movie bosses, androids, artificial life forms, and target Goku. Final unit, Android 14 and 15. Vengeful Technology, Leader Skill, Target Goku, Key plus 3 HP, attack and defense plus 2%. That's cool that you still get to try out the category. They should do that, actually. That's a great idea. If you don't pull the main unit, make all the new free-to-play units have the Leader Skill of the same category as the new unit, so you could try out the team. Low-key, smart business, because that will encourage people to summon more, because they might want the category more. Anyway, Super Attack, oh, I mean, that seems like a little bit too far. But you know what? Murder combination causes supreme damage and lowers attack. Quote, Goku. That's also the quote of like the R units of them too. Passive, Android Coordination, attack and defense plus 70%. Reveal the location of the enemy super attacks and gain additional attack and defense plus 70%. If Android 13 is attacking the same turn, all allies attack and defense plus 30%. Reduce damage received by 30% if Fusion 13 is attacking on the same turn. Bro, he just gives all allies 30% either way? That's crazy. Link's, Red Ribbon Arby, Android Assault, Tough as Nails, Cold Judgment, Fear, Faith, Nightmare, and Shattering Limit. Androids, Artificial Life Forms, Droid Forces, and Target Goku are his categories. Speaking of which, here's the category. Obviously, the characters who have had Goku as their main target at one point. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. A lot of these characters make sense. There's a couple that, like, ish, kind of don't, but also kind of do. Because their goals were a little bit more like wide encompassing, like maybe second. I don't know. Like Broly is a weird one because technically his target wasn't Goku in the first place, right? Because obviously, like, you know, Goku didn't really equate into the original situation, and then, you know, I don't know. And then I mean, Cells does make sense, but you know, he also is kind of known for fighting Gohan too. But yeah, Thouser is also a little bit of a weird one. Like, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like still kind of a stretch-ish. Not really. You know what I mean? I don't know. Either way, though, there are a couple of units that could be on here, like Piccolo Daimao could be on here. I don't know. Overall, though, not a bad category. Definitely an interesting category. It does bring together a lot of Dragon Ball villains, which is really cool. Some that might not necessarily be on a category together otherwise, so that's really cool. Moving on. We do have, this is from this. I'll just leave that in there. We do have all these super attacks. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. Of course, shout out to the boy DBZ World as per usual. This is the Android 13, the Awakening to the Baba Shop one. Very nice. I like when they just make an old super just clean. Very cool. So this is an interesting one. This is the SSR of 14 and 15. It's a very cool one. I really like it, honestly. It's simple, you know, they're kicking them back and forth. But then with the T-War, which by the way I like that they went from standing to kicking, it's the same thing except for the end, which you will see right here. That's like literally the only difference, unless I'm missing something. And that. I don't know. Weird. This one's kind of cool, though, because with the SSR of this Trunks, right, it is basically the same. I do like that, right? And then he hits him with that. Yeah. But what's cool with the TUR, I almost said SSR, with the TUR, right? It's the same attack, but midway through, he goes Super Saiyan. Right there, which is pretty cool. I do really like that. Because obviously, accurate and also just, I don't know, neat overall. All right, so this is the SSR of Android 13. It's also kind of interesting because a lot of 13 Supers still incorporate the other two, which I think is really interesting. But either way, here is 13 now. Like this, right? I mean, I guess it makes sense because obviously he's absorbing their cores at the end of the day. But still, right? Still just a little bit odd. But yeah, cool though. And then here's the transformation animation. This is cursed, by the way. There we go. Thank you. It's super cursed when he's in like the in-between. All right, so we have the end here. Get ready to pause. This looks really goofy, but I really like it. I really like the running. And then obviously that looks really cool. He's a lot less gold in the art, though, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, that is the unit. I just want to watch. Hold up real quick. 2 seconds. It reminds me of Quap, honestly, if any of you remember that game. Anyway, though, moving on, we do have missions. You can kind of scroll through those and look at them yourself if you really want to. We're not going to go over all of those, but I'll still leave it in the description. New OST, thanks to the boy Mai, of course. Definitely check it out. I like it. It's kind of generic, but it's definitely not bad. And then this was actually something that's super interesting. There is a new theme here that they did not show off with Super 13 last night. So we don't really know what it's for. There's some speculation, but nothing concrete right now. So definitely go give it a listen. It is a very, very cool theme. Yeah. Check it out in the description. Like everything else that is in this video. So this was like probably nothing, or maybe it was just setting up for what we're going to talk about in a couple seconds here. My global did get a little bit shouted down. I'm not even going to include that really. I just had that up there just so I could put it in the video because, download. And then this was also interesting. Global is going to have a 8-hour maintenance on the 4th. I assume that is for whatever big is coming up next. Again, info for that in the description if you want to read that again. We do have, so this was really interesting. Dokkan tonight announced Dokkan Now, which is going to be their official YouTube channel. I'm not going to lie, and I don't know why I feel this way, but I do have a gut feeling that something's going to go wrong with this. Or it's not going to be the best quality, or they're not going to release information on time to beat out. Because now, like, in terms of YouTube, me and the YouTube boys have competition with literally Dokkan itself, but obviously they're not going to give you all the details like we do, because, we can go into the game and tell you the nitty-gritty, but they don't usually like to share. But nonetheless, though, it'll be really interesting to see what kind of content they post. I assume it'll literally just be like super attack previews and maybe some game updates and stuff like that. We'll see what happens. It's obviously not going to be like a regular Dokkan YouTube channel that, you'd think of when you normally think of Dokkan YouTubers. But either way, though, it'll definitely be interesting. It's coming out the 4th. I don't know why they don't just release it now when they made the announcement. Weird that they, are bothering to have a release date. Like, set your calendar for our YouTube channel link, but, just put the link and then we'll sub. I don't know. A little bit of a weird approach, but seems kind of in line with how Dokkan does things, to be honest. So this, then, was absolutely insane. Not this. This was just a with the thank you celebration. We did get a weird little friend summon banner where you can get some other guys. And also, I didn't talk about this in a news video, but Global did get this top legendary summon with Goku Black and Trunks on it. Very weird to kind of just spring it on there. It was low key a trap banner for what we're about to talk about. Definitely don't summon on it if you haven't already, because it's definitely not worth it. But what the big surprise was that I was talking about, so because they announced this, wablamo, there is a guaranteed LR step-up banner in honor of Dokkan Now on Global. Why they decided that their YouTube channel creation was worthy of a guaranteed LR banner step-up, I will never know. And like, it's weird because I'm very mixed on this. Like, it's good from the perspective of, obviously the banner is amazing because you get a free LR essentially. I mean, not free, but you know what I mean. But at the same time, they literally sprung this out of nowhere. Like, out of nowhere. And kind of not a good time, too, in my opinion. Because a lot of people are going to be spending money for Black Friday and saving their money for that. So, I mean, I don't know. They didn't really theme it to Black Friday anyway. I think that would have made a difference. Or if they had like a stone sale and they're like, Black Friday stone sale, they go with the Dokkan Now banner or whatever. I don't know. But either way, though, recommend summoning on it unless you're a whale like me and you basically have everything. Then maybe it's not worth it. But it is only one round, unfortunately. As you can see here, though, it's 20, 40, 40, 50, and 50 for all the steps. On the first one, you get a character that EZAs. Then you get a super type lead guaranteed. Then you get an extreme light type lead guaranteed. Then you get a category lead guaranteed. And then you get a LR guaranteed, which is up to... So these are featured units, by the way. Basically just Dokkan Fest galore, right? And then in the general pool, it is up to Trunks right there, which is kind of interesting that they made the top legendary summon. They're like, oh yeah, you could just maybe get him for free. I don't know, just a little bit weird. I will say though, with this, right, before it was only the 90% leads that you could get from this banner, I think, and then maybe a couple of the 100% leads. But like now in here, right, there is Go Frieza. Where are you? Here, right? Obviously Trunks and Mai as well. And I think there's one more that I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But either way, though, right? Because obviously the 100% were in here before. Summon on it unless you literally have all the LRs and you can't use any dupes, honestly. Obviously, sometimes too with these, you do kind of get a little bit gypped depending on what super lead and extreme lead and whatever you get, because since there's so many on here, right, it's not necessarily a good banner to get exactly what you want, but it's a good banner to get good units on, if that makes sense. But yeah, shout out to Global for springing on a guaranteed LR banner out of nowhere. Very interesting approach, I gotta say. Besides that, though, all we have left, which I actually, let me, before I eat those words, I'll make you eat those words. Okay, good. That is, we're sort of minute, right? Okay, good. Just want to make sure there's not anything new on the Reddit. This doesn't look new, though. Let's actually go here and then go here, just in case. Yeah, I was going to say, okay. Oh, is this me? Wait, is this me? No way. This is what I was just about to talk about. No, they just... Oh, I guess they just put the... Hey, my boy with the upvote. I appreciate it. Let me talk about it before I... I mean, I guess I kind of already spoiled it. Oh, well. What is this, by the way? Kawhi posted this on Twitter. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. So, here is... what I've been, yeah, so that was the last post, I believe, I think. No, it wasn't. Let me just tell you, because now I'm just beating around the bush. Yeah, okay, so that's the 8-hour maintenance. Good, okay, so we're caught up here. So, on Dokkan Assets, I have released all of the assets for everything, at least that I could find, in the new update. I did go ahead, let's just scroll past the important stuff to kind of just show you the early stuff. Posted 13s. Actually, we'll do it through the normal tweets. Or not. Pff, look at that. Look at that shield. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. So I did post Android 13's assets. I did post Trunks' assets. I posted the new free-to-play units assets, 14 and 15. But the most interesting thing to come out of all of this was the story event assets, which just happen to contain all of these. Obviously, these are the Goku that fought Android 13. That a lot of people really, really like this scene from the movie. This is kind of an infamous shot with his gums showing because it's so weird. But I can't tell you for sure that this means Part 2 LR. If Kawaii did post that picture, I kind of assume that would mean Part 2 LR, but I can't give you a 100% yes. Obviously, these could most certainly be assets from a Part 2 LR Goku. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. There's also some other interesting stuff in here. This Vegeta, to my knowledge, is brand new. I was really racking my brain, and I even checked the wiki just to make sure if it was anything that already existed, but to my knowledge and to the wiki's knowledge, it doesn't exist. So I assume this will be an asset used in the story event. It is literally the perfect, just everything, like style, size, aspect, ratio to be a card. So I assume that this will be for a Vegeta card coming up. I did want to look real quick. Where's the image? Yeah, here. This is not the same, right? No, definitely not. So that's the old Vegeta. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, so this Vegeta as well is also new. So we'll see about that. We also have 13 without all the effects of the Dokkan art card with him with just the key, if you're interested in that, and some other story event assets and whatnot. But obviously the most interesting thing here is this Vegeta and, of course, Goku himself. So, yeah, I kind of think that probably is implying, Part 2 LR with that guy. Definitely well-deserved, I think. And I know a lot of people really, really like that scene. So I think that it would probably fit pretty well with an LR. Especially since this particular goofy panel, I mean, you know what I mean. This goofy shot is kind of iconic. Anyway, that is all we have for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I do like to do news videos like this where sometimes it's more advantageous to me if I kind of wait on the news a little bit, because then that way let's just make sure this isn't anything important. Oh, okay, that's just, I'm not even gonna bother reading it. Thought it was maybe news, so it was just tagged under fluff. What do you call it? Sometimes it is a little bit better to leave the news for the end, or kind of like let things happen a little bit more, because then you get the nitty-gritty details and a lot more information, as you can see by the bar at the top. So either way, though, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Regarding me, videos will be returning to normal bare minimum by next week. There's just been a lot going on for me this week and everything like that. Anyway, though, that's gonna do for me. Hope you guys enjoy. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it with your family. Definitely eat lots of turkey, mashed potatoes, whatever floats your boat. All right, have a good night, y'all. I'm going to out. Peace.